Are you an owner of a business and you're still creating the record of your leads manually? Then this video is just for you. So hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to add IndiaMART leads inquiries to Google Sheets for fertilizer business. So I'm an owner of a fertilizer business and using IndiaMART I receive a lot of leads and inquiries for my business. Here what I want is that as soon as one of the potential customers or clients, a new lead is going to be generated using IndiaMART and I'm going to receive the lead details. What I want is I want to create a record of the lead details in my Google Sheets. Now creating these records manually can be very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build the connection between IndiaMART and Google Sheets with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen.
In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMART leads inquiries to Google Sheets for fertilizer business. So as an owner of a fertilizer business, I use IndiaMART to receive leads and inquiries about my products. However, manually tracking these leads is time consuming and prone to errors. So to streamline this, I use Google Sheets to organize all my leads automatically. It helps me store details like customer contact information and product requirement in one place. By automating this entire process, I save time, stay organized, and focus more on converting leads into sales. And I'm going to create an automation between IndiaMART and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Add IndiaMART Leads Inquiries to Google Sheets for Fertilizer Business. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, over here it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I have created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select IndiaMART Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Add IndiaMART Leads Inquiries to Google Sheets for Fertilizer Business, and you can see there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as IndiaMART. As with the help of IndiaMART, I'm receiving a lot of leads and inquiries for my business and the products that I'm selling. I want that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated by the potential customers or clients using IndiaMART, automatically over here the trigger should capture the response of that in my workflow. And that is why for my trigger application, I have selected it as IndiaMART. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new leads. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with the webhook URL. Using this unique webhook URL and following the steps given here below in the help desk, I am going to build the connection between IndiaMART and Pabbly Connect. So firstly, I am going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, I'm going to log into my IndiaMART account that I want to connect to Pabbly Connect. So this is my IndiaMART account that I want to connect to Pabbly Connect. For that, from the left side of the panel, go to the Lead Manager option right here. After landing towards the Lead Manager page of your IndiaMART account, from the top left corner it says Menu, click on it, and from the drop down go to Import/Export Leads, and from the given options select Push API right here. As I'm going to do that, you can see push API integration page is going to appear in front of you, on which we are going to first select the source. For that, click on the drop down. You can see the given source that we have is not provided, so select the other option right here. As you go to select other, this dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the CRM platform name and the URL. For the CRM platform name over here, I'm going to write it as Pabbly Connect. This is my platform name, and for the URL field, paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. Okay, after entering the platform name and the URL, click on the Save Details button. It is asking for the reason why are we activating the API. For that, select the random reason from here from the drop down and click on this button right here. As you go to do that, you can see the webhook URL is now been successfully added to my IndiaMART account. As now the webhook URL is successfully added to my IndiaMART account, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. You can see over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether IndiaMART is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a test lead using IndiaMART account. And after generating the test lead, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test lead being generated or not. And how I'm going to generate a test lead with my IndiaMART user account. So I'm going to log into my IndiaMART user account now. So this is my IndiaMART user account, with the help of which I'm going to generate a test lead. Okay, over here I'm going to search for the dummy product that I've created. So I've created dummy product over here in the name of, so this dummy product that I've created, I'm going to select it right here. This is the dummy product. For generating the test lead, I'm going to click on the contact supplier button. I'm going to select the random details from here. Click on this next button. It is asking for the message, the inquiry that I have. So for the inquiry over here, I'm going to write it as, I am looking for organic fertilizers for vegetable farming. Please share the price list and bulk purchase options. Okay, so this is the inquiry that I have. Now I'm going to click on this next button. For the GST number over here, I'm going to enter the dummy GST number, and after that I'm going to click on the submit button right here. It says the details are sent. As now the details are sent, this means the test lead is generated. As now the test lead is generated, I'm going to go back to my workflow to check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of this test lead being generated or not. For that, I'm going to go back to my workflow. So this is my workflow that I've created, and if I'm going to scroll down, you can see right over here, yes, Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the test lead being generated. Status comes as success. We have received the query ID with the subject of the query. State of the lead is Madhya Pradesh. The name of the lead is Angel. You can see right here. For the phone number, this is the lead's mobile number. Email as testuser@pabblytools.com. Country as India, that is IN. Company as test company. City as Bhopal. State as Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. For the product name, this was a dummy product name, you can see right over here. And for the message, this is the dummy inquiry that we have generated, that is, I am looking for organic fertilizers for vegetable farming. Please share the price list and bulk purchase with the details that we have selected while generating the new inquiry. Okay, as the response of the new lead has been captured over here in our trigger, this means that IndiaMART is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now whenever by any of the potential customers or clients a new lead is going to be generated using IndiaMART, automatically in the similar manner, Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of the new lead in this way in the trigger response. Okay, so now as our trigger setup is done, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that I want to create a record of the details of my lead in my Google Sheets that I've created. I want to create a record of my lead details in this spreadsheet right here. Now for that, I'm going to set up my action step. And for my action application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Google Sheets. And for the action event, I'm going to select as add new row. Okay. After selecting the action application and the event, I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, click on sign in with Google. A window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for a permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As this is say process my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button right here. As I've done that, you can see we successfully authorized Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing over here, it is asking for us to select the spreadsheet. So I've created a spreadsheet over here in the name of IndiaMART Leads Details. So what I'm going to do is, for the spreadsheet over here, I'm going to select it as IndiaMART Lead Details. Okay. After that, over here it is asking for us to select a sheet. So I've created a single sheet over here in the name of sheet 1. So for the sheet over here, I'm going to select it as sheet 1. Okay. After that, it is asking for the unique query ID, name, email, phone number, company address, city, state, country, product name, and the message. So what are these? These are the same headers that I've created in the spreadsheet in the name of unique query ID, name, email, phone number, company address, city, state, country, product name, and the message. And under these headers, I want to create the record of my leads that are going to to be generated using IndiaMART. So what I'm going to do is, for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step. This is the response of the lead of which we are going to create the record in our Google Sheets. It is asking for the unique query ID. We have received the unique query ID. You can see right over here of our lead in our previous response. So for the data of the unique query ID, I'm going to select the data from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means now, whenever a new lead is going to be generated and the response of that is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. Similarly, for the name, I'm going to map the data of the name that I've received right over here. For the email over here, I'm going to search for the email over here. I'm going to search for the email. I'm going to map the data of the email, okay? For the phone number over here, I'm going to map the data of the phone number that I've received. I'm going to map the data right here. For the company over here, I'm going to map the data of the company that I've received right here. I'm going to map the data. For the address over here, I'm going to map the data of the address that I've received. I'm going to map it. For the city, I'm going to map the data of the city right over here. I'm going to map the data of the city. For the state over here, I'm going to map the data of the state right here. So this is the data of the state. I'm going to map it. For the country over here, I'm going to map the data of the country. I'm going to map the data of the country right here. For the product name, I'm going to map the data of the product name. So this is the product name. I'm going to map it. And for the message, I'm going to map the data of the message, that is the inquiry that was generated. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this Save and Send Test Request button. As I've done that, we have received a response, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my spreadsheet to check whether the record of the lead details is been created in my Google Sheets or not. For that, I'm going to open my spreadsheet, and yes, you can see right over here, the record of the lead details has been successfully created in my spreadsheet. For the unique query ID, this is the ID, name of the lead as Angel, email as testuser@pabblytools.com, with the phone number of our lead, company as Test Company, address as Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, city as Bhopal, state as Madhya Pradesh. Country as IN, that is India, product name, the product for which the inquiry was generated, and message is the inquiry, that is I'm looking for organic fertilizer. You can see this was the same inquiry that we have generated. As the record of the lead details has been created in our Google Sheets, this means that we have successfully created an automation between IndiaMART and Google Sheets with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I'm an owner of a fertilizer business, and over here for my trigger I've selected it as IndiaMART new leads. As whenever with the help of IndiaMART by the potential customers or clients new lead is going to be generated, over here the trigger is going to capture the response of that. And as I wanted to create a record of my leads details in my Google Sheets, for that I've set up this action step, in which for the action application I've selected it as Google Sheets, and for the action went as add new row. And with the help of Pabbly Connect in the similar manner, I have built the connection between these two applications. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.